LHLN continuing our coverage. Missing mom in Utah, mother of a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I mean, for a 2- and a 4-year-old, mom, for the most part, is their world, so couldn't imagine what they're going through. We're covering this. Their father, the husband here, Josh Powell, a lot of questions surrounding him. You may have questions. We're taking your calls, 1-877-LHLN. Mary's with us in Illinois. Hey, Mary, your thoughts here?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
Good, yes. My question is always, why do the police always say the person is not a person, the husband is not a person of interest? And clearly he is a person of interest. His body language tells a story, and he can't get his story together, taking the kids camping 12 o'clock at night below zero weather. And I just want to know, why do they always say he's not a person of interest, and he clearly is?
Okay, Mary, thanks. I mean, a lot of people are wondering how are police classifying Josh Powell at this point. Let's go to our reporter, Pat Reevy. Pat, is it person of interest? I mean, what kind of terminology are police using right now concerning him?
Well, police are calling him a person of interest, but the way they define person of interest is different than suspect. And a lot of people think there's that fuzzy gray line between the two. Police are saying, sure, he's a person of interest, but so is the next-door neighbor who might have saw something interesting. As long as there's somebody out there who has possible valuable information that could contribute to this investigation, then they're a person of interest to us.
Yeah,
the difference between the neighbor and Josh, however, police say, is that everybody else except him has been forthcoming with their information.
Okay. You know, we've mentioned the marriage. I'll stay with Pat Reevy on this one. Pat, what do we know about the history of the marriage? I mean, you look at court documents. We believe there were financial troubles in the marriage that created a stress, filed for bankruptcy 2001. Anything to add to that?
No, they filed bankruptcy a couple of years ago. I believe it's something like $200,000 in debt. A lot of that from student loans. There are a couple from Washington State, LDS couple. I think they met through an LDS function. Moved to Utah about 5 years ago. And according to some friends, to some co-workers of students specifically, they say that's really when the problem started a couple of years ago. We felt that Josh started to become more controlling, and there's more people coming out now that this has started since she disappeared, saying, hey, we think he maybe had threatened her before, we think he had been mean. But the family, meanwhile, her family, has stuck right by him. They still think, you know what, we don't think this is possible.
Okay, let's bring back Steve Rogers, Detective Lieutenant, Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. All right, Steve, there you heard it. Financial troubles in the marriage. Friends had said he was controlling. It advised her, I believe some said, to get out of the marriage. She wouldn't. She believed in the institution of marriage, wanted to keep things going. What does an investigator do with all that? I'm sure they're looking at that stuff right now, right?
Well, they're going to look at that very carefully. They're going to interview friends and neighbors and relatives, and they're going to go way back, as your reporter said, to find out when all the problems started. And Mike, unfortunately, these are the ingredients to a disaster. And they'll get down to the bottom of it, but it's going to take a lot of investigatory work.
Yeah, again, at the heart of this is a 2- and a 4-year-old who miss mom at this point. We know that. All right, Pat, Steve, we appreciate it. Coming up, a 4-year-old boy,